Anti-spam technology. Does it work? Not always. Most companies not only spend thousands of dollars on anti-spam software and hardware solutions, but they also drop cash on employees and consultants to plan, deploy, and maintain these technologies. Wasted space. Companies that quarantine spam must add extra storage capacity to accommodate the suspicious mail so that users can review at their leisure. But many users never bother to review the quarantine messages, so the email just sits there, consuming storage space and money. It works like this. In order to send spam, spammers need to obtain the email address of the intended recipients. To this end, both spammers themselves and list merchants gather huge lists of potential email addresses. Since spam is, by definition, unsolicited, not necessarily so in this case, this address harvesting is done without the consent and sometimes against the express will of the address's owner. As a consequence, the spammer's address lists are inaccurate. A single spam run may target tens of millions of possible addresses, many of which are invalid, malinformed, or undeliverable. In my opinion, this is not necessarily spam as it typically forms. This is actually a spam attack where somebody actually returns a message from a spammer, in this case autoresponder, and that increases the spam coming into the URL, which happens to be the Panda URL. I'll prove this now. This is a snapshot of the desktop on a 2003 small business server running Exchange Server. This is a tool, a message tracking tool, and this is what I'll show to demonstrate the auto-respond, and after that the continuous attack of spammers. This is how I discovered that the auto-reply manager was in play here. Common attack for somebody to start a spam attack is using this method. It was at this time, on 4/18/08, that Mr. Kwok, Vice President, had tested out his theory that responding to spam would increase the spam load. And here we can see it increasing after the tests were complete. It will be only a matter of time, as you can see, minutes, until the spam will start rolling in from using this method of attack. Of course, once a URL is out there into cyberworld, it will be very hard to block spam from this point on. It would be most advisable to change your URL completely to avoid the spam altogether. After these tests were successful, you can see that the spam had increased up to 98%. Next, we'll dig down further into the emails to find out exactly where they came from and where they went, to further prove the intent of this attack. Okay, here we're looking at the out-of-office auto-reply, the first test, and you can see that it went out, and who it went to. It went to somebody named Jesse, and it was sent 4/23/08. By this we can see that the forwarding was starting to take place, and he was sending the forwarding to see if he could get an auto response happening. So we tested it off in his Hotmail account. This is the second test he's sending to the Hotmail account. I imagine he didn't see the first one that came in 1 minute earlier, so he's testing it out again. The next one will take place 27 minutes later. Looks like one more test ought to do it. I believe it is important to now note that the out-of-office reply is completely saturated by sexually explicit, lesbo, etc., spam. And pretty much from that point on, his email box, from the Exchange server's point of view, was basically saturated with the spam. And the server continues to get spam. And this is a screenshot of his desktop, his inbox for the Outlook, and we are continuing to receive spam through his account.